Hey everyone, Happy New Year! Let me ask you a question. Do you ever wonder how many cups of coffee you drink in a lifetime? Would you know how many times you've sat down to watch TV in the last 10 months? Or perhaps how many hairs are on your head? One, two. For the answer to some of these questions, we could, of course, perhaps ask Google. But a search engine, though it might be able to give us an interesting average, can't tell you about you. There's only one person, of course, who knows the answer to all these questions, who knows when we sit down and when we get up, who's acquainted with all of our ways, even how many cups of coffee we drink, and of course numbered even all the hairs on our head, and that's our Heavenly Father. But I think it's all too easy to forget that as well as knowing all about us, He also knows us. He knows who we are, how we are, what we're struggling with, what challenges we're facing. In fact, King David, the psalmist, wrote in Psalm 56, God, you know all of my sorrows. You've collected all of my tears in your bottle. It's speaking about God not forgetting the difficulties that David was facing, these tears that he was shedding in anger, in frustration, in disappointment, when he himself was in a form of lockdown, having been captured by the Philistines in Gath. God knew what David was going through. And a couple of lines later, after David's written this, he writes, I know this, God is on my side. He talks about thanking God, rejoicing in Him, and walking in His presence. And I think it really helps us too to know that even though we've had this news that might have really rocked us and maybe caused us to shed some tears, that we're now in another lockdown, God remembers, God knows, and He's with us. And when we remember that, we can also remember that we can be with Him. So I encourage you this week to maybe read through Psalm 56 yourself and pray through and talk to God. What are you struggling with at the moment? What are maybe your disappointments, frustrations, the things that have angered you? Hand them to Him, and like David, offer Him thanks, rejoice in Him, and walk in His presence. Have a great week and a great 2021. God bless. Also want to let you know that we won't have any watch events at Roffey Place for the moment in light of the current situation, but do join us at 10 o'clock online for church this Sunday to hear all that Pastor Clive and Jane have got to share with us that's on God's heart for this coming year, and for more information about the upcoming 3 weeks of prayer and fasting. God bless.